Unmuted. We're good to go. We are live, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Surge Ben, I love that emote. So, all right. Welcome, everybody. This is episode 67 of the Fault Partner panel, and I want to thank everybody for showing up. Let me get this video playing for us. So as you see here, we also don't have a Windu. I think Mangoose, he said he was talking to you. He let you know why he wasn't going to be here.
Windu hasn't been here for the past 2 weeks. He got pneumonia because he was doing a shower stream because he wanted those amaranth views.
Oh no!
So that's why Windu is with us tonight. Let's all wish him well.
Yes, definitely. I hope you get well, buddy.
Point of a hot tub stream, not a shower stream.
Negative 23 viewers. I didn't know you could have a negative.
Yikes!
His follower account went down.
Yo, we went live. Who's came in with the heat?
They turn it off, bro. They said to turn it off.
Hot tub and fault.
Oh. All right. Well, a fault would be electricity, and electricity and a hot tub don't work. Yep. That wouldn't work out very well, Windu. No wonder you're not feeling good. All right. So, all right. Welcome, everybody. Let's introduce everybody here. Skynet, welcome for the first time here on the partner panel. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Thank you. Let me take my glasses off for this.
All right.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Skynet_EXE, aka Skynet, aka Sky. I'm a YouTube content creator, make gameplays on Fault, also guides for beginners. Got some good stuff coming. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me, guys. That's it.
Yes, definitely. Armadillo?
Oh, why, hello, everybody. Hi. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm an ex-community member turned into QA lead, so I work for the game. No leaks here. Hashtag Balix sucks. Next question.
I do want to point out real quick, though, you're always a community member. All right, just because you're part of the dev team doesn't mean you're not part of the community anymore.
The point is that I started there.
Right, you started through.
He's the enemy now. He's the enemy now.
He's the enemy now. All right. Well, and the voice you hear there, Goose.
What's up, everybody on the Mangoose? You are awesome, and I recently discovered who my father was. It's the bearded Wolverine, married to my mom.
Wait a minute.
Congratulations, bearded.
Wait a second. Wait.
Thanks, son. I appreciate that. What's going on, everybody? I'm the Bearded Wolverine, your Michigan Wonder, and also Fault Partner, and excited to bring this episode to you. We're going to go over, obviously, we're going to go over the patch notes of 18.1. We got a dev on site here to even tell us exactly what's going on, and we just found out that the carrots mean, what the carrots mean in this situation. So we're going to learn even more as we go about it. Also, we also want to showcase our boy Skynet, because he's been busting his ass out there, putting out some good content, getting some tutorials out there for these new players coming in, and even these experienced players, because you still got to learn some things here. But without further ado, let's jump into the patch notes and start that discussion right away.
Oh, we're going to skip over the whole dad thing? Wait a minute. We got dad.
What dad thing?
Both of you. Y'all learn from each other? Is that the situation?
Yep. I got it from you, bearded.
And damn straight you did.
Just go ahead and read through the.
Let's just go through it, yeah.
Okay, so we got the avatars first. We got the Iggy avatar and the Scorch avatar. Both of them, I think, look fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah, that saliva on Iggy, like the detail on that is awesome. Hell, even the saliva on Scorch, the details are great on these.
Yeah, Art did a great job on these. I think Scorch is my favorite avatar we've added personally. It's freaking nuts.
Well, yeah, you're a purple fan, so that would just make sense as well, though.
Yeah, but he's like a dragon. That's also like my favorite creature, but it's not real. But
oh, fuck some unicorns, huh?
He said, yeah, 11, bro. Look, Windu's recovering from bathtub pneumonia, and he's coming here telling you how to run your stream, bro.
Right? I know. Imagine that.
Go back.
It needs to be.
Yeah,
all right.
F11.
I don't know what F11 does.
Race avatars. The avatars for the upcoming Mastery Race, that's going to be September 19th, event have been added to the game. If you want to join the event for your chance at some prizes, check out the event found here. And there's a link to the Iggy and Scorch Mastery Race post that I think we've already covered.
Yes, we did that last week.
And?
Well, before we go, Skynet, what are your thoughts on these silver master race and gold master race avatars.
I like them a lot. Really detailed, super nice. What we should do though is SMS should make it so everyone can play Iggy and Scorch. If you know what I'm saying.
5v5 Iggy's. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine the lane control on that? Oh my, that's insane.
Okay, listen. You want to see what's going on the field, or do you just want to see fire everywhere? I'm not sure.
Fire and brimstone.
What's your plan?
Nobody likes to
everywhere.
watch the world burn, man.
Yeah.
In this case, the fault map.
He's like, you see Dusky's how it's all like dead, bro? We're gonna do that to the whole map.
Who's a good counter to Iggy?
Depends on like what lane. Greystone just runs them down if the Iggy is like not the smartest player, I guess. But
Okay.
Well, then
Grux.
Then technically, doesn't anybody run down if Iggy's not the smartest player?
not true. I mean, it depends, really.
You said
I mean,
Grux is good,
Grux
Skynet?
also, yeah, Grux runs into him pretty easily too. out
Well,
of the
the
jungle.
thing I come across is I just got diamond on Grux, and every time I go up against an Iggy, dashing into a turret sucks.
Oh, you don't dash into a turret, gamer.
Well-
You walk into the turret and you dash into the Iggy.
I've encountered dashing straight into a turret, nothing happens.
Yeah,
man.
because the Iggy's smart. That's supposed to block dashes, bro.
Yeah.
The heck you mean?
No, I know. I'm just thinking it's annoying.
Well, that's just user error, bro. Wait a minute. Don't dash into turrets. It won't be an issue.
All right.
See him from the other side of that fog wall.
The map's on fire, bro.
Yeah. When everybody's playing Iggy and Scorch, you can't go anywhere. You just get trapped by turrets, like a ring of them.
Oh my god. Imagine.
Yeah, imagine that. Gamescom event content. We had an amazing time at Gamescom 2022, and while we were there, we ran an event where anyone who found us and gave us their gamer tags would receive an exclusive skin and avatar. These items are now in the game. We also held a small giveaway on Twitter to give 5 players a chance to also obtain these prizes. We are happy to announce that the winners have been drawn. Congratulations to the following Fault players: Hertoka, Oda, GBB Chris, The Noid, and Cello Gordino. Probably mispronounced the dog shit out of some people's names. You are welcome. So then they show off the Gamescom event avatar and the Gamescom Lieutenant Bellica skin. So congratulations to those 5 players.
Most definitely.
And yeah, if you guys have anything to say at any time, just jump in and interrupt me and I will shut my mouth and we will roll along.
That's right, son.
Thanks, Dad. So the map, adding fog walls to pit jumps, new fog wall visual effects, new jump pads visual effects, changed trajectory arc on the jump pads, which I like this change, tweaked tower ring colors, and for the menus, updated Fault logo and settings menu to the new one, updated background image in the login screen and pre-draft screen to new map shots.
All right, before you go any farther, the map added fog walls to pit jumps.
Yeah.
What are we referring to in that
So
situation?
The jumps that you can go into each pit, like Raptor and Prime, you know, you could jump over the walls.
Yeah.
We added fog walls to those.
So what's the
I never use a character that does that ability, so I don't pay attention to that. So I haven't seen that, but okay.
I jumped over one of those fog walls with Decker one time and beamed a Chimera in the head that was trying to take Raptor and killed him.
Yeah.
Oh, that was one of the greatest moments in Fault history.
Honestly, Decker jumping over those walls is probably like the best thing. It's like the most good feeling thing. Just 'cause you like leap over there and you can Q while you're falling. Feels
Yeah.
good. Well, it's just about visuals, right? So if you're on, let's say if you're looking at duo lane, right, and you're on the gold buff blue side, that ledge, right? You could peek into the Raptor pit without the fog wall there, so you could see them doing Raptor without any wards or anything. So the fog wall there stops that.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I mean, it makes sense to me. I just didn't, like I said, I haven't seen it. I did play on Tuesday after the patch dropped. So I was like, and I remember reading that, but I was like, all right. But I also wasn't like, what are we talking about? You know? So I was focused on what I was going in the pit
Also,
for.
And we're going to get into it later, right? But a big thing about this was me personally, my main goal for this patch was trying to like bring verticality back. So there's been a lot of issues with certain verticality spots on the map. And when we went through and we did that, then I wanted to make sure that like it still felt good to do these objectives now that every hero who has verticality can take advantage of these spots. Make sure you don't get any unfair advantages. So
Okay.
We appreciate that, Papa Bear. Sound effects, Bellica sound effects rework, emote sound effects for all heroes, skins,
All right.
the mask. Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt you real quick. All right. Listen, people have been complaining about the bear sound effects for Roar. All right.
Is that what
We
you
gotta
wear?
have-
Papa Bear shirt?
No. No, it's just what I happen to be wearing, dude. We got dads and we got bears. It's a full chat. You know what I'm saying?
True.
No, it's actually really funny. We obviously got to make some things that are like memes, that are like funny memes, that are fun things to do. So we made the Roar a bleh, right? And people are upset about it. And I'm like, bro, it's literally just supposed to be a joke. Just let it go. He's a little bear doing bleh sounds. Come on.
I haven't heard it yet. I've seen people just complain nonstop in Discord, and I haven't heard it. I'm like, what is going on? Like, what's happening here?
Remember, last patch we had all these people that were complaining because we changed the size differences on Boris, right? Because
Right.
he's a full-grown bear. Well, now he's a full-grown bear that bleh.
Well,
Ruining people's immersion, man.
Oh my god.
Well, the way you're saying bleh, I just really feel like he needs to have a Transylvania, Count Dracula,
He's
skin
literally
now.
making a joke. He's like a little funny. It's a little funny emote thing. It's great.
So that's all I think he needs to have now. He needs to have a count. It's Halloween's coming around the corner. Like, he needs to have a Count Dracula. He needs to have. We need to get Adam Sandler to do the blah 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 and have him do that for an emote or something. That needs to happen. So
I don't know. We had I don't know if anyone saw that in Gen Chat the other day, but we had some feedback about changing Lumberjack Boris's canisters to maple syrup.
I would be all about that.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
And Bailey's just like, give me a minute. I was like, oh,
That'd be all about that. Yeah. right.
Skins. The masked Reaper Severog will now wear his mask. UI tweaked player outlines, tweaked player damage outline, adjusted minion health bar execute indicator based on community feedback, and updated the Basho Lantern Narbash skin visual effects. I'm assuming that's we're getting some kind of Halloween event coming.
I mean, maybe, you don't know. I mean, the big thing, right, is like when you press Q now on Basho Lantern, you get like bats that fly up, and like his candles are lit on his shoulders, and
Hashtag confirmed.
it explodes like a pumpkin. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty cool.
So Larcade in chat saying Master Reaper Severog still isn't wearing his mask.
He wears the mask. He wears the mask in the game. In the menus, it's not. He's not wearing it. But if you like, choose the skin and then go into the game, he's wearing it.
So it's the reverse of the bear, like not wearing the hat, then wearing the hat in the game, or like yeah. Gotcha.
It's the reverse.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he wears it in game. It's
Gotcha.
The menus. We're working on it because there's some weird stuff going on there. It's everyone, the bear, the Greystone, White Tiger Greystone. We fixed the Bellica witch hat on the main menu, so it's no longer sitting on her ponytail.
Yeah, Windu's upset that he's not here to have this conversation.
Specifically for Windu and Mangoose, because they both complained about 7 months ago about it. You know what I'm
I
saying?
didn't complain about it. Jelly Knees did, and
Yeah,
he immediately, as soon as this patch came out, sent me a screenshot of that.
Yep. Yeah, it was Windu, Jelly Knees, and Viking Jedi. Those three were on top of that hill screaming, all hell is breaking loose, because the hat was not on there.
Correctly in the menu.
Yep.
Sorry.
So you guys obviously weren't a good, studio. Obviously can't do your job until you actually get a hat on there. So
yeah.
So now you guys actually probably can make a game because the hat's there. So you guys actually are legit.
Here's a throwback joke. It's like it's like when Kwang used to be not capitalized in the drafts.
Right.
I didn't ever know that.
For the longest time, his name was not capitalized. He was the only hero, so he had lowercase k, and everyone was just like, "This is the best bug in the game." But he also acted like it was the biggest issue that we had to fix. It's like, come on, it's just a lowercase k.
You want a capital K or console, people? That's the new meme, by the way.
All right. And Windu said that was him, like legit day one with the Bellica hat. Like
Yeah.
And to me, it's one of the ugliest skins ever. So I didn't give two shits about it. I'm like, I don't like these Halloween skins, really. Like they are bad. Epic did not do a good job with these.
Mad. And my favorite one is Narbash.
Yeah, that definitely is the best one, I think. I mean, I have to go back and like, because Twin Blast was bad, Bellica's bad, Grux is horrible.
I think Sparrow's the worst, personally.
Which one's Sparrow? Oh, the cat. Oh my gosh, it does like nothing. Yeah, that's bad too. Yeah, they're all bad except Narbash is the best too. I want Devil Tail Gideon. Ooh, yeah, that was a good one. I don't think that was released though.
Mephisto Gideon, yeah, it is.
Yeah, Mephisto.
That has a Devil Tail?
Yeah.
I don't know if he has a tail.
I don't know if he has a tail.
I thought there was a Devil Tail Gideon. I think that was.
I don't think he has a double face paint and like horns. I don't know
Yeah.
if he had a tail.
Okay. Well, we need to put a tail on him. There we go. Fix it.
Pin the tail on the Gideon.
Pin the tail on the Gideon. All right.
Do it up. All right, for bugs.
Are you tailing me?
They're the shit of bugs.
Yeah.
Fixed.
Read this.
Fuck you. I'm not reading all the bugs.
Hey, the idea is fix Kwang throwing swords in multiple places. Okay.
Oh, is that what you?
What does that mean? What?
Move on.
No, but does that mean is that the swords that stay there when they're not actually there? Is that what that is, or?
No, it's Kwang throwing his sword into these locations and then teleporting to those locations, thus getting out of the map.
Oh, those ones. Okay, gotcha.
And the big thing about this is that people would do this on accident. So like when you're walking around and you're trying to throw like your sword into lane,
Right.
you aim wrong because you can't see the lane and you're actually inside this wall. And then you teleport there and you're like, fuck. So that was pretty much the big deal there. There's still some more spots I got, but
Right. Hey. It doesn't say fix all Kwang throwing swords, okay? It doesn't. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry, Goose.
Is there Armadillo, since we got you here and we have all these lists of issues that have been fixed, is there anything in particular that you want to talk about that was a particular thorn in your side or like a big complaint from the players that has been fixed amongst this ocean of bug fixes?
I mean,
well done, by the way. Good job with all these bug fixes.
The map was mostly like for the map bugs, it was pretty much like, I know that verticality has been felt kind of bad for a while because a lot of these heroes couldn't reach places. So I felt like I wanted to take a look at that, run with a spotter, run through the map, see what we can do, take a look around. I found recently the issue with like Greystone jumping into the pit. Like I found out why that was an issue, what was causing that. Just because it not only is it jump arc, but also distance. Like, I don't know if you've realized this, but if you jump closer to Greystone, he technically jumps higher. Because he travels the full length of his jump, no matter how far away you put the reticle.
Oh.
So he travels up and then he travels down, and that's counted as part of the units. So that's part of the reason why the floors were raised in this.
That's what I literally was wondering. I walked into Raptor Pit. I'm like, whoa, what? I felt weird. I'm like, wait a minute. I feel like, why do I feel lower or feel higher than what I should be right now? I like looked at him like, what's going on here?
And then like Decker's jump was like increased. Now some players, it's like she's jumping out of my camera view, and it's like, yeah, but she's also jumping, so like kind of whatever. It doesn't really matter in that situation. Like just look up. That's part of the game. It has verticality for a reason, right?
Exactly. No, 100% agree with that.
But the big thing is like it's trying to make it more consistent, make it so that like all these heroes that have verticality options that aren't necessarily blinks, because blinks would make it over there anyway. It was like stuff like Steel Alt, like Greystone jump, Kalari double jump some places. So like that was the big thing for me, was trying to bring that back and like try to make it feel good to play that kind of stuff again. So
yeah, no, and going back to what you were saying about that's like it's it's in the game, it's verticality, like that's part of the game. Like that's one of the things I love as an ADC, like having a Kalari jump over you and you just like, and then she's dead in air, like that's fucking awesome. Like, hey, you thought you got away, let's go.
They're on a mid-air Kalari the other day, and I was like, woohoo, that's it right there.
Nice.
I'm happy.
Yep. So, all right.
Ready to move on to items?
Yeah, no, and great job. Again, I agree with Goose. Keep up the great work.
So items, Traveler's Augment fixed using ability CDR instead of item CDR. Is this why I've been kicking ass with T-Aug for fucking ever?
I mean, it is an issue, but like, so this is one of those issues that actually I would have never known had it like. So obviously, when I'm on like dev build, I'm behind and I'm working on stuff, right? I have options to put in cheat codes, right? So I was running around chilling, and I put in normal CDR so I can test all these abilities, like jumping over the walls and stuff, to make sure like it's consistent from all these different angles. And waiting 12 seconds is inefficient, so you might as well just give yourself a bunch of cooldown and just say fuck it. You know what I mean? And then I had bought Traveler's Augment, and then I realized it didn't have a cooldown, and I was like, why does it have a cooldown? And I was like, oh, well, this whole time it's been being reduced by normal CDR. Huh? Nice.
So what is ability CDR and what is item CDR for those who don't know? Because I don't know what we're talking about.
Ability CDR is really just labeled as CDR in the game.
Okay.
So it's cooldown reduction. That's what makes your
so that's the white aspects you're getting. Okay.
A lot of your blue items, a lot of your white items, the stuff that some of your green items, the stuff that makes your cooldowns on your abilities go lower. Item CDR, there's really only, I think Traveler's Augment's the only one that has it specifically on that item. And what that does is the same thing for abilities, but for item actives. So like when you hit an active, let's say Traveler's Augment has 120 second cooldown, and you have 20% item CDR, then that is that amount less, right? The cooldown is that amount less when you press it. So like it's kind of a nerf to Traveler's Augment because no one realized it was really running with CDR, but it's also like kind of just whatever. The item's still good.
It's fixing the issue.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yep.
You're still zooming,
but
like,
so is there a way to make that CDR lower or whatever? Is there anything that you can do to make item CDR to get more item CDR?
So you have white aspects. Was it?
Yeah.
Is it
active
clairvoyant?
CDR gives you. There's one of them that gives you active CDR, which I believe is Templar. I could be wrong. And then Traveler's Augment itself gives you 10% item CDR.
Okay, got you. All right.
I will say, running
Clairvoyant, the Street Soldier says.
Yeah, you're right.
It seemed like T-Og was just always off cooldown for me.
Yeah.
Enlightened Shaver, fixed bug where the item permanently revealed wards also will properly use eye indicator from Opportunist.
Yeah, so in case nobody's used Opportunist, because I know a lot of people haven't really messed with Opportunist. If you played Paragon, you probably remember this eye, but back when Kalara used to be revealed when she was in stealth, it wouldn't break her out of stealth. She would get that eye above her head so that people would know, hey, like I can see you. That happens with Opportunist when you run into a ward and it procs the Opportunist, and now it will happen when you have Enlightened Saber and you trigger the Enlightened Saber passive. Yep.
I saw this with I was watching Plato play, and I saw he was running around, and he left the ward, but it was still going off. I'm like, what? I'm like, what's going on? Like, this shouldn't be that long of a reveal, I don't think.
Essence of Time, fixed bug causing item to show under the armor filter in the item shop. Okay. Straightforward. Settings, ranged LMB indicator will now default to on. So you got to turn that off if you don't want your range indicator. Sound effects, fixed chest sound issues, fixed an issue causing tier 2 towers death visual effects to play twice. I never noticed that.
Yeah, sound effects and visual effects. So like that's why if you ever killed a tier 2, if you happen to be paying attention and realized that they were louder, it's because the effect was playing multiple times.
I don't think I've ever got past the tier 1.
Oh no.
UI. Fixed an issue causing power play visual effects and message to not play. Again, pretty straightforward.
Yep.
And here's the big one, the one we've all been waiting for, the biggest part of this patch, the number one reason for this patch. Heroes, Lieutenant Belka fixed Belka's witch hat in main menu.
There we go. Jelly knees. There you go, brother.
We did it. Grux, smash and grab, fixed an issue where the animation would get stuck client side if released too quickly. I've never seen this. Skynet, I was going to ask you, since you played Grux, is this something you've seen before?
Oh yeah.
You're really out of focus. I don't know if you want to do
your camera.
just your camera.
I'm out of focus.
Yeah.
Just put your hand up in front of the camera and we get refocused.
We good?
No.
Yikes. When did that happen?
We need to talk again.
There you
I'll
go.
just keep talking.
Hey,
Anyway.
there he is.
All right. Well, yeah. I used to just quick release that Q, and he'd get stuck with his arms up for what seems like eternity. But yeah, it's fixed now.
Yeah, he would play the full animation and he would be stuck. But the big thing is that players didn't realize is that it wasn't happening. Like you see it, but it's on your client side. So if you were still auto attacking and stuff, the enemies wouldn't see you stuck in the animation. You would just be swinging at them. But on client side, you're like, wait a minute, I'm fucking stuck in this animation. And that's a feel.
Ah.
So standard anime protagonist pose for a while.
Yeah.
So
Those beefy arms.
Yeah.
So Skynet, you play Grux. I play Grux a little bit here as well. And something I haven't seen it in the patch notes, and maybe it has been fixed. I don't know. Grux, when you do the pull, the minions, they like stack on top of each other and then they stay there. Is that
They can
something?
get stuck? Yeah. The other body can get stuck inside of each other.
Okay. So is that something that? So then you guys are obviously working on that, trying to figure out where that's coming from.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Right on. Iggy and Scorch fixed Iggy emotes not working in main menu. His turret Q fixed an issue with turrets having collision with friendly minions. And his advanced turret, his ultimate, fixed an issue where advanced turret would shoot through Steel's force shield, his E.
Yeah. So luckily nobody abused the Iggy and Scorch Q bug in like a pub match, but so I can explain what this does for people.
Yeah. Give you Dota strategies.
Yeah, so you would throw the turret down at this point. The turret's down at the point where the minions spawn, and then they would just stack up there, and they would never be able to run down lane. And then you just would break them free and have 100 minions running down lane, and it was unstoppable.
Oh,
No one could stop it.
damn.
You're denying gold
Wow.
Yeah.
constantly to
Yeah.
Yeah, like they'll push up your stuff, but when you release it, it doesn't matter.
It's a wave. Yeah, it's a huge fucking wave.
Yeah.
It's something I used to do with Aurora and Paragon is I would ice wall across the
ice
lane.
wall them off, delay it so you could get better lane positioning towards your tower. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
like that's fine. It's where you go, I have 100 minions. That's where the issue comes.
Hear me roar.
Like I might be level 1 because I didn't get any experience, but you're not stopping this.
Oh, that's nuts.
You have my towers. I have 100 minions.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so balance objectives.
Puny god.
Raptor. Third buff out of combat movement speed increased from 6% to hyphen right caret 8%.
There it is.
Third buff fountain regeneration increased from 200% to 300%. Fourth buff lifesteal and spell vamp increased from 6% to 10%. And Alpha Raptor physical and energy armor shred increased from 2% to 3% per stack. That is 20% to 30% total. Anybody
Yeah,
have anything to say?
These buffs, it was like one of those things where it's like some of the Raptors felt like they weren't really worth it, so we were just trying some ways to inject a little bit more power into them.
Right.
Yeah, that fourth buff, that as an ADC main, that I just really want to get the 4 Raptors now. Like, I was like, oh shit,
Actually, like really
give me that lifesteal buff. Like, that's 10%. Like, let's go.
especially considering like a lot of times the ADC itemization you can't really get lifesteal, right? So
Right.
it helps.
And that
Sure.
spell vamp, that doesn't, is that lessened by AoE damage?
Yes.
Somebody did ask in Gen Chat, and I don't think it got answered, at least for the time frame that I was in there, and I couldn't answer because I don't have the answer because I don't know what it is. Somebody asked, what is the difference between ability vamp and spell vamp? Arma, can you answer that one?
Nothing. Just
Nothing?
Yeah.
It's just the way it's worded? Okay.
Just unfortunately we reworded some things because like spell vamp is what we ended up going with. Ability vamp was just what we kind of said. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yep.
And then it was just like, oh, wait a minute, like we should just call it spell vamp, and then we just have to go back and change some stuff. But
Copy that.
yeah, all in all, it's the same thing. It's
Same thing. And that's kind of what I was thinking, but I was like racking my brain. I'm like, well, maybe there's something, and I couldn't think of an answer.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I don't know. So, all right. Well, there we go. If that whoever that person was in Gen Chat asked, if they're watching this, they got the answer.
All right. Balance changes the items. Acidic iron. Physical armor reduced from 35 to 30. Gold cost reduced from 950 to 800. Trauma percentage increased from 40% to 45%. And of course, the acidic iron builds into a lot of your trauma armor items.
Acidic iron.
That's how you say
Actually, I think it only builds into one item, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's only the blighted
Blighted
chestplate.
chestplate.
Yeah, this is a blighted chestplate. Yeah, the other ones
Acidic
have
iron-
the one that's
acidic
down
iron.
farther. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Each one has a separate component.
Right.
So
I could have sworn acidic iron.
yeah, it only
Two
builds
different
into
items.
baleful armor, but in the future it could build into other armor-related trauma items.
So I like this though. For me personally, this change is huge when you're going up against those, chimeras and all the bears with the lifesteal. It's a cheap item, right? I didn't get it for the armor. I never bought it for the armor. I bought it for the trauma. So the fact that it's even cheaper now, and you get more trauma out of it, like it's like, all right,
Yeah.
even more likely I'm gonna grab that. Just grabbing just this acidic iron. You don't have to build it all the way into the bladed chestplate. You can be a Murdock, buy this item to stop the bear from melting you, and then go and be able to survive a little bit longer just for 800 gold. It's great. I love it.
Yep.
Yeah, I often build a lot of these tier 2 items
Yeah.
before I build out a tier 3.
Windu had a match that he was playing one time, and he bought like 3 of these tier 2 items. I can't remember what it was. It was this was one of them, and then he bought another one that I think was like a part of a stacking item or whatever. But he bought 3 of like the 3 minute. They were doing all pretty well because they're all cheap things, but you still get that benefit without getting the full
exactly.
item. Yep.
Yeah. So like the big thing here is same thing with all the other trauma items you'll see, the other 2, was that trauma felt bad to delay your build to get, right? Because like you're usually if you're going into you're getting trauma, you're probably into a lane you're probably losing already, right? And realistically. Now, granted, you could be winning, not saying anything. You might just be a better caliber of player. That happens. But oftentimes or not, you're losing. And then you have to then delay your build to buy trauma to try to help your laning. So like the main goal here was to try to make it feel better to build, be a little bit cheaper while still providing you decent amount of the anti-heal, which is why you're really buying it in the first place.
Yeah, you often hear pretty quick into matches, especially with a chimera or the bears, that people will be like calling out, who's building trauma? Somebody's got to build trauma. Somebody build trauma.
Yeah.
Who's building trauma? It's like, well, obviously you're not building trauma because you asshole. Why do you want me to do it? Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, you could also build trauma, right?
Almighty in chat says, when are we getting the ability to set up item sets so I don't have to search and remember what items I'm building? A 3D array would be easy to implement, he said. I don't know what that means. Have no clue what he's talking about with 3D array.
We want to bring custom builds at some point. Now it's not like super high on the priority list, but it's definitely on the list of things to implement in the future.
Yeah.
So like you can go in, you can be like, hey, this is my item page, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to build, and then just go in a game so you don't have to mess with the item shop as a whole. It will also probably help newer players.
Yes.
Or because the recommended's great for newer players, the auto buy is great for newer players, the auto favor is great for newer players, but that intermediary step before you really learn all the items.
Yep.
Being able to build hey, I always build these items and put them into a page. It's going to help. So it's something we definitely want to do. But.
Completely agree. I that's what I was gonna say. It's like I didn't want to say fully new players, but like that intermediate, like that transition from new player to on your way to veteran definitely would be huge for that situation.
So moving on to adrenaline.
Need to see this priority list, right, Brandon? That's what I'm saying. Give me that Trello.
Reduced from 50 to 30. Active movement speed increased from 15% to 20%. Movement speed increased from 30 to 35. Duration increased from 4 to 6. Cooldown decreased from 60 to 45 seconds. Huge buff. to the adrenaline shot.
And
Yeah.
the ADCs didn't really pick up a lot.
I was going to say that. I don't
Damage.
think I've seen people use A shot a lot.
My reasoning is because it's an active, and I'm just horrible with actives. 100%. I buy the next one we're gonna talk about, Blood Saber. I don't use the fucking active on it, so it's like fuck. What do I? That's my issue. But what I also like about this, go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're good.
Another thing that's important is that a lot of players who play ADC grab double red aspects.
That's what I was gonna say. Yep. That's what I was going with.
Double red aspects means that you're getting
Attack speed.
your only choice of favor is attack speed.
Yep.
And once you reach the cap, you're getting no value from adrenaline shot pretty much, besides the active, which doesn't do anything besides move speed increase.
Yep.
And then a move speed item. So that's why players really wouldn't pick up adrenaline shot. Now, I personally don't like going double red because a lot of times if I'm playing like Murdock or something, I'm probably building attack speed items. So I don't want those stats to go to waste. And that's a lot of the case with adrenaline shot as a whole.
Yeah. No, I normally go a purple red build, but yeah, this is that double red building. You just doing attack speed. I saw that. I'm like, hey, that's a good nerf per se. But it just helps that situation. That way you're not handicapping somebody, a newer player who's like, all right, I'm putting all my stuff in red, and then it's like they buy adrenaline shot and they're not really getting that benefit out of adrenaline shot. So
I use it on Twin Blast and Sparrow.
Twin Blast is the worst person to use it on, dude. Holy
I use it right before I ult.
you mean a second?
Speed?
You mean a second RMB? Is that what you meant?
You got attack speed from your RMB. You got attack speed from your passive. You got attack speed from your items. Then you pop an A shot.
But
My man's juiced.
I'm not getting anything from my
Days.
aspects because I go white green.
I go white.
All right,
Oh.
let me up now. Wait a minute.
I'm glad I didn't finish that statement because
Wait a
one, go
second.
blue. What the fuck was that coloration added there? All right, moving on.
Green Twin Blast.
He said white green. I need some strats, bro. We need to talk after this. What's going on?
yeah.
Blood Saber. Physical power increased from 60 to 65.
Yes, I like that because again, I don't use the active, so the physical power increase I get from it by getting that and the lifesteal, I appreciate this.
Every time I watch your stream and you don't press the active button when it would save your life, I probably just leave the stream.
That's fine, right?
I'm like, press the button, baby.
And then, and that's probably when I get to that -23 when Windu had his shower stream. So I was at -22, and then you left, so there I was at -23. So
See, when I play ADC, since I'm going white green, I usually pick up T-Aug instead of Blood Saber.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I think you probably would buy T-Aug in every hero.
I do. I really do.
yeah, he does.
Because I'm just trying to get to where I'm going, man. All right.
Okay. Caustic Reliquary. Gold cost reduced from 950 to 800. Trauma percentage increased from 40 to 45. This is what you were talking about earlier. All
Yes.
of these trauma.
This is the one. This is the one that goes into the red jar hearts.
Yeah,
Jar of Hearts.
Yep.
Corrupted Shard. Energy power increased from 30 to 35. Gold cost reduced from 950 to 800. Trauma percentage increased from 40 to 45.
Oh, man. Okay.
Oh, you guys are laughing at.
I hate
First
you.
blink, maximum health cost reduced from 10% to 3%. Holy shit. I didn't notice this.
Yep.
And I used the cursed blink on Rictor.
It felt really bad, to be frank, on a lot of heroes. So Richter, you're not going to feel that much because you're building other health items, but this just opens up like more heroes to this itemization.
All right, hold on. Explain to me what this.
It felt bad.
What is this doing? Well, I'm confused. What maximum health cost reduced?
When you hit the active, it reduces. It takes health away.
Oh, okay.
3% of your max health. It was 10%.
God. Okay. Yeah. So this is a huge buff. Gotcha.
Yeah. It's a decent.
Oh
buff.
yeah.
Gotcha. All right. All right. Nice.
Cleaver of Malice, maximum health damage increased from 5% to 6%. Missing health heal increased from 8% to 9%.
People need to build this item. It's very
This is
good.
a really good one. Also, I like it.
Oh, really?
Because the way it was, I just go purple all the time. Now I have an actual reason to build the green one. I'm going tanky.
Nice. Well, you heard it from Skynet. Build Cleaver of Malice.
Hey, I think it's really good. I think it's better on like Greystone and Grux than purple now.
Yeah.
At least if you're going more of a tanky build.
Demon Sword, physical power reduced from 50 to 45. CDR increased from 20 to 25. Gold cost increased from 3,000 to 3,100. So a little bit of a nerf to the old Demon Sword.
It's like
I didn't know we had a Sean Connery reading the fucking
Pick Swords. Saber.
It's more like a it's not really, I guess I wouldn't look at it as a nerf. I'd look at more of like a power realignment, because it was giving you a lot of power along with that passive that it has, right? Because like
Demon Sword is that card.
You guys,
yeah, exactly. Like you just picked it up on every jungler would just grab Demon Sword, right?
you guys hear him dev talk us? I wouldn't call it a nerf. I'd call it a power realignment.
Let's choose our words carefully,
Right?
guys.
Like, you're still gonna pick this up. That's my point. It's like a nerf sounds harsh, but you're still gonna pick up this fucking item. So,
You're not getting fired, you're getting let go.
yeah. That's what it is.
All right, Jar of Farts. Physical power increased from 35
Did you
to
say
50.
jar of farts, bro?
What? No, I didn't say that.
Okay. Just making sure, man.
Attack speed reduced from 25 to 20. Gold cost increased from 2,700 to 2,750. A 50 gold increase.
50
All
gold
right.
increase for 15 power.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I think jars
But
are much more likely to bought here item now in ADCs at least.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
No, I mean the power definitely is increased. I just don't know if the 50. I mean, you decrease the attack speed as well, though. You know, so yeah. I don't know. It's 50 gold, so I guess it is what it is. But I look at 50 gold. I think was it even worth it to make the change?
just pick up a shot.
But I'm also not one of those people that will say, yeah, right. I'm not one of those people that sit here and be like, oh, this item is whatever gold efficient. You know,
87% gold efficient.
I can't look at that and see that information. There's got to be. I'm assuming these people have some kind of algorithm that look at this and they can put it into a fucking Excel sheet and like, oh yeah, it's this. But I see people go, oh no, that's this gold efficient. I'm like, okay, how'd you figure that out?
Yeah.
What told you that? I mean, I went to school. I'm good at math, but I don't know. Gold efficiency wasn't part of my classes. So.
I mean, it's really simple division, but it's okay.
Damn. Shots fired.
Right,
It's okay,
right,
bro.
I mean, that's just Arma. He's an ADC man as well, so he just tries to show his, superiority over me. That's all it is.
No. Negative, son. I'm trying to help you, son. Calm down.
What do you call him, son? Are you my grandfather?
Shit, we let him know. Wait a minute. My bad. Was that not supposed to be on stream?
What is going on tonight? Jeez. Telepath's trinket. Range decreased from 1,800 to 800. Duration decreased from 3 to 2 seconds. Pull strength increased from 400 to 600.
Thank
So this is an interesting
God.
One. Okay, I got this is an interesting one. Okay. So I just want to speak on this because some people didn't quite understand. They were like, that's a large ass nerf. And it's like, yeah. So competitively, right? You just pick this item up every time you're ahead as a support. And you just stay ahead because of it. You just targeted them from 4 million yards away, hit them with a Richter hook because they can't move, and that's all it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So making it feel more consistent and less bullying in lane was kind of the goal there.
And more, yeah, right. I agree with that, but it also puts them in it's a risk reward situation. There was no risk at 1,800 units. There's not an ADC that's shooting 8, basic attacks at that range. You literally have to use your abilities to get that far out. So it basically now adds that risk to it. If you want to pull me, fine. You better get up to my face and step up here. Let's see what happens. So you have to have a little risk with it, and I'm okay with that. So it's the strength's a little bit stronger, fine.
Yeah.
But the duration of it, I'm happy about this. Great change.
Yeah, because the big thing is, right, is this is an item you buy on engaged tanks, right? And then if your engaged tank then has farther engaged because of it, all of a sudden there seems to be a power issue, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
All right, let's move on to heroes. Lieutenant Bellica Void Drone, base damage increased from 25, 45, 65, 85, 105 to 30, 50, 70, 90, 110. Energy power scaling increased from 25% to 30%. Now, the Void Drone is her E, the thing that you throw down, and it shoots people and then they use abilities. So it's going to hit harder.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, some had to be done about that drone because it was non-existent.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's a little harsh, but
I had a game
an ability
on Tuesday night where we were in that we had a team fight in that corridor, like leading towards Raptors, but towards mid lane. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The corridor in the jungle right there.
Yep.
The death trap, the place you don't want to have fights in.
Mm-hmm.
And I placed the Bellica E down, and I've never seen people's health just start getting zapped. I heard that thing go off like crazy.
Really?
Oh, no, yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard that thing go off. Like I almost wonder if it's bugged.
Nobody,
because it doesn't do anything. I literally feel like it's like the least thing. I mean, there's obviously got a buff there, right? I get this, but this.
I was 3 items in, so I was just like, here, knock up bomb, bye.
Right. So now this is a buff. I get that 100%. But they also talked about a rework on the dev stream or somewhere. I remember they were talking about a rework. So this is more of a placeholder buff type situation, or
kind of. No, so like we want to make it feel good to use, right? And that's the biggest issue is that right now, if you look at it, you place an ability, and then what your ability does is dependent on what the opponent does. And that's not really a feels good, right? Mm-hmm. So we're truly trying to figure out how best to like format that ability. And like there's been obviously a couple ideas thrown around. There's been even like maybe even removing away from the like anti-mage missing mana type of passive. Just ideas, because at the end of the day, mana drain feels terrible. It does. It's not something that's fun to play against. Even if we make it so that line of sight is needed so it doesn't suck through walls, or like your opponent has to do something in order to get the mana drain, you're still running into the same problem where you're placing an ability and your opponent doesn't do anything, you get no advantage from that ability. So does mana drain feel as bad though? Because I'm asking from a lower skill player, right? I understand that I'm not up there. But does mana drain still feel as bad if we were to add items that were to give you mana regen? There is no mana regen, like in this game that we have so far. Unless, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't remember an item that's mana regen. So if we add a few of them, that would boost that. Okay, so here's mana drain, right? Where's the line? Where's the balanced line, right? If I make it so it doesn't drain really that much, the ability feels like garbage. If I make it drain too much, the ability feels horrible to play against. There's no sweet spot there. It's either good or it's bad. That's the end of the discussion. You can't hit a sweet spot. No matter how many mana regen items you put in the game, no matter how much you try to counter this because you made this too powerful, it does not matter. It's either going to be shit or it's going to be great. No middle ground. And that's not good balance decision. That's not very well thought out. That's not good at all. So it's one of those things where we just rather avoid it. And we're not sure if us wanting to rather avoid it will end up leading us away from the passive and maybe into something else, maybe more into like a auto weaving spellcaster, but you want to like throw abilities and auto in between to get bonus damage or whatever. Not sure. But while in the meantime, we felt like we should do something to the ability, so at least if players who use it still feel a little bit better about using it currently, right? So,
all right.
Right on.
I just give her Gideon's passive, let her use an ability, then another ability, and then and then unlocks another ability.
1200 damage the other day. If I get another bomb, it's over.
Right? There's a knock up bomb. We got this. Let's just have her do that. We'll be good. Then people won't even care about her E. The E doesn't mean shit anymore. All right, we're good.
No, you just throw 2 drones out. Come on now.
There we go.
World Disruptor, her ultimate mana cost reduced from 100, 120, 140 to 100 at all levels. Base damage increased from 182, 4,300 to 225, 325, 425. Pretty big buff.
This all hits hard now.
Yeah.
This all feels good, in my opinion. Some people still think Bellica is garbage and don't want to play her, but I played her a whole bunch Tuesday and Wednesday, and we all felt so much better, in my personal opinion.
Okay.
Moving on to Decker. Ion Bomb, her Q. Cooldown changed from 12, 11.5, 11, 10.5, 10 to 12 at all levels. Base damage reduced from 70, 125, 180, 235, 290 to 70, 115, 160, 205, 250. But the energy power scaling increased from 80 to 90%. Ugh, excuse me. Ion Bot, her E, that's our slow bubble. Damage increased from 50, 100, 150, 200, 250 to 80, 130, 180, 230, 280. And the energy power scaling increased from 50% to 75%. That bubble will be hurting a little bit. Ion boosters.
I will break that reasoning down when you're done with her. So.
Okay. Ion boosters, her right mouse button. Cooldown increased from 14, 13.5, 13, 12.5, 12 to 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Vertical distance increased from 600 to 900.
Yeah.
All right.
So first, let me touch on R&B. The big reason why R&B got boosted was because we wanted verticality to feel uniform across all heroes that could use verticality. So the big thing here was Decker couldn't reliably jump onto mid-top ropes, the two towers on either side.
Right.
So she couldn't reliably make it up there every time from all these different angles. So after playing around with it, we were like, well, we should just increase it this much, make sure she can jump over it smoothly and get up there. That way she shouldn't have any issues getting up there. You don't want to get cucked by the map when you're playing, so give it to her 900. Who cares if she jumps super high out of your field of view? Look up. Again, verticality is part of the game. The big thing about the change is the E and the Q. So a large reason why you upgrade the Q is not really for the damage. It's for the reduced cooldown on that stun that then stacks with cooldown items. So like the more uptime on stun means the more times you can stun in a team fight, which means the more reliable you are in a team fight as long as you hit those stuns. The general thought process here is to then move power away from her Q in that field and move more focus on the E. So like in laning phase, we found that maxing E will provide you with more consistent damage and it's easier to hit in this situation. It also this power boost means that if like a enemy stays in 1 second and then you repop it, some players don't know this, but if you repress E with the bubble out, it pops early and does a reduced amount of the damage. It only does the full damage if they've been in there if the bubble's been out for the full time and then it explodes, that's when it does the full damage. This makes it so that even if you pop it at 1 second, you get a decent efficiency out of it. So that means that it's better in lane, not only because it's a more consistent ability it's like harder to dodge because it's a bubble, it's an AoE ability that you get to place, and then it's also that you can pop it early. So it's trying to take some power away from the Q and inject it into the E to maybe make it laning phase a little less pain in the ass for heroes, because efficiency wise it's better to max the E or go down E than Q.
Now, if you were to play her just as a strict mage, would this add to her lane clear abilities?
Or would add to her lane clear, yeah. If you're gonna go mage, like do like weird offlane or weird mid decker, yeah, it would add to her wave clear. Honestly, I don't think that was a thought process, you know what I'm saying? But if you want to do it, go ahead.
So, Iggy and Scorch, turret Q, turret base energy power health scaling increased from 2% to 2.9%. Turret energy power health scaling per hero level decreased from 2.9% to 2%. So I could not math this out. Is this
okay? So I've had to explain this a couple times over the past couple days, so I'll just do this here. So hopefully
it's a flip-flop.
Yeah. So the big thing here is that obviously Iggy's Iggy turrets have been tanky, right? Everyone knows that they're not exactly the easiest thing in the world to kill. We understand that. However, it still will feel bad if then we make them too easy to kill, because he is a turret hero. He is based around having his turrets and having them set up. All of a sudden they die from like every ability in one shot. then he's just going to immediately fall out of viability in a lot of instances, right? So it's a balancing act. But what this means is that early game is where he's weakest, right? I think everyone can confirm that. Early game, laning phase, he's pretty weak. He's pretty susceptible to ganks before he starts getting Eldritch Flame and get these items that like really make him powerful. So if you can punish him early, this will then translate into weaker turrets into the late game as long as he hasn't gotten a bunch of gold. Whereas before, as long as he's gotten experience, those turrets would then be tanky. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he has to have items in order to gain more tankiness on his turrets versus just gaining levels and having tankiness on his turrets on top of whatever items he has. So it just moves the power more towards spending gold and getting gold so you can gank early and often and get him off gold and make him less of a threat later game.
Right on, I dig it.
So I got two people in chat, two people that are we would consider very experienced and very good at the game that say that this literally does nothing.
I mean, okay. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
All right. Well, let's move on to Kwang. Gift of Violence, his passive, Lifesteal and Spell Vamp reduced from 10, 12.5, 15, 17.5, 20% to 8, 10, 12, 14, 16%. I feel Kwang has been a little underrated for a long time. He's quite the good hero. And people kind of...
Well, he got buffed for a bit, and he's a bully in lane for a bit, but this kind of brings it back, so I think it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was an off-lane bully for a while. People didn't like him because he just lifestealed through all your stuff.
Yeah.
And so, like, in combination with passive reduction and increased trauma on trauma items, makes him a little bit easier to fight in lane. So he might not be as much of a lane bully and may require a little bit more brain power because some people are like, you just hit there and hold LMB.
So I was asked in my stream with this lifesteal change to Kwang, why nothing was changed to, because we have the trauma items change and then we have Kwang's lifesteal change, why nothing was changed to Boris?
Because Boris is very easy to counter, and I've said this multiple times. I'm sorry that I'll die on this hill. We do it all the time. Sorry. If you, yeah, you're.
It wasn't me. I didn't ask it. I'm just saying. It was not me.
Iggy, sorry, not Iggy. Wrong person. Boris is relatively easy to counter. Now he's a noob stomper. That's what he does. He runs around. He breaks pubs. He runs people over. He's hard to deal with if you don't know what you're dealing with. Now, having only one form of CC on your team and the enemy locks in Bear, you're probably gonna have a rough time dealing with Bear. Yes, understandable. Especially if the Bear is good and just times R&B to dodge things and goes through unstoppable, whatever, XYZ. But in general, he's not that hard to beat at the moment. Now, obviously, we're looking at numbers and paying attention to things, and if we feel like maybe that has changed to an edge where he might be too strong, then we'll take a look at him. But there's items that counter him. There's hero kits that counter him. CC counters him as long as you hit them. Like, he R&B's through one, hit him with another one.
Copy that.
Well, I think people are worried about the late game. If he's getting fed early game,
if you fed him,
control. Well,
if you fed him and then he builds all
beating
damage,
a bear, it's like somebody else could be doing that, and then you're paying the price later on.
I agree. And a lot of the issues is people are like, people play him jungle and off lane, right? It's really the only two places people play him. So like off lane, you're looking at a place where players don't gank that often. That's just a fact. People don't gank off lane enough. They really don't.
This is true.
Shout out to you, Menace.
That's the same thing when you're looking at ADCs in the off lane. ADCs in the off lane, they're constantly pushed up close to your tower. You don't see a lot of ganks. It happens. That's just nature of the players. It's okay, whatever. But oftentimes when you see an ADC in the off lane, that just means that you're going to get pushed in a tower, and your jungler has a free gank because ADCs don't have a way out, so they just die. It's kind of the same thing with Bear. Yes, he can R&B in a direction, but he doesn't have an actual escape, right? So if you're going to lose that lane, it's about learning how to play from behind, let him push up, let you soak experience, stay distance away, so that when he engages on you, you have enough reaction time to get out, XYZ. There's a bunch of stuff you can do, but that's more talking about play patterns and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's really all about players build damage bear all the time. And while yes, he will one-shot your squishies if you don't word it up and pay attention, and he plays like an assassin and he runs around, he's gonna one-shot your squishy. That's what he does. That's what he's designed to do. He's supposed to be like a damage dealing person. But also, if he ever gets CC'd when he's building all damage, he should just die. That's just how it should end up happening. Now, obviously, playing together, XYZ don't pay attention, stuff happens. So obviously, it's not like we're not ignoring that Boris exists. It's just at the moment we feel like he has decent counters, and we'll pay attention to him in the future.
Copy that.
I've asked for this before. I would love to see this on Boris. Is some sort of indicator on his person that's visible to the enemy team when he is unstoppable, when he activates his canisters?
Yeah. The Unstoppable VFX is something that we have brought up. Same thing with root VFX, because there's no VFX when you're rooted right now. You just kind of stop. So that's something that's you don't even really realize oftentimes when you're playing until you sit down and think about it, wait a minute, there was nothing to show me that I was rooted besides these text that pops up. So those are stuff that's on the list to get done, and try to figure out ways to describe that to players. Now, there's also indicators on the health bar, but I go into those all the time with players because people don't even realize that. Did you know that you can tell Greystone has his ultimate up from across the map on his health bar?
No.
Did not know that.
No, I knew his back. I knew his back glow, his shield or whatever glowed.
From across the map, he has a symbol that pops up on next to his level. It's 3 horizontal dashes that tells you when his ult is up. When his ult gets popped, he doesn't have it anymore. Same thing with spell shields. They have purple parentheses around their health bars when they have spell shield up.
No shit.
Yep.
Did not know that.
There's a bunch of stuff like that that's near on the health bar that will tell you what's going on with that character, even from across the map. This goes with tethered. You guys actually on the partner panel, remember those symbols that we gave you guys?
Yeah.
And one of the patch notes, the chain link and the tree that was folded over. Those are the symbols.
The withered.
Here next. Yeah, the withered. Those are the symbols up here next to the health bar. To show you what's going on with the character.
Okay, right on.
So, but obviously the effects on the hero for stuff like Unstoppable, that's very important. So obviously that's on the list. But I'm just saying there are other things that you can tell by looking at the health bars. But that's not always the most upfront and in your face thing. You know what I mean?
Which one's the Unstoppable? Which one's the Unstoppable?
I don't remember off the top of my head right now. But I know there is one.
Okay.
But again, like I said, it's not the most clear, right? Because I'm not going to look at the symbol in the health bar in the middle of a fight. I understand that. So.
Right. Yeah, that's a tough one. So, all right.
Let's move on to Murdock. Buckshot, his Q, range increased from 900 to 1000. Armor shred changed from 12, 16, 20, 24, 28% to 20% at all levels. Armor shred duration increased from 3 to 4 seconds at all levels. Mana cost reduced from 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 to 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. And long arm. Okay, what? Good.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. Street, it's on when you have vision of them, the health bar that appears over top of their head when you have vision of them, not the one up top.
Well, the opposing team doesn't have health bars up top, correct?
No.
Right. So yeah, it would only be the health bars that when you have vision on them.
Yeah.
So. All right. On to the next one, the one that I'm excited about.
Oh, Long Dong of the Law, his R cast time reduced from 0.5 to 0.3. So it shoots.
It feels so much better. Sorry, I'm Murdock made.
Does it? I haven't played him yet because I'm still I'm grinding this TB. I've been asking for it though. Literally I've been asking for this ever since the Pred stress test. I played Murdock Pred stress test, and oh my gosh, it felt so good. I'm like, oh man. Then I've come back to play Fall. I'm like, this just doesn't feel as good. So I've been asking for it. Good. Yeah, good. That's what I wanted to hear.
Okay, people are going to be like, it takes away skill. Shut up. It feels better. You don't have to lead your target as much, but you still have to hit someone from across the map most of the time if you're going to hit this. So it's not like it takes 0 skill.
Yeah.
It feels better for the Murdock, so whatever.
I remember in Paragon when it switched from Legacy to Monolith and his snipe became damn near instant.
Yeah,
that threw me off. I think it threw me off so much.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that. I was like, I would take this knee and lead a couple units, and then the Greystones stand there and he just doesn't move, and I shoot, And I'm like, he's gonna move. He just instantly just missed. I was like, oh wow, thanks game.
Yeah. That was horrid. Let's see. Phase, her psychic link R&B cast range increased from 1400 to 1600. Max tether range increased from 1800 to 2000. So God's kind of reeled her back a little bit. Sounds like you're stepping forward a bit.
Yeah, it was more like, okay, well, maybe we did too much to her, right? It was like maybe she took a little bit out of the viability of the thing. So we're like, let's just kind of bring it up a little bit more and just see how it feels. Because Phase, like, she still has to get into range to do these things for the most part, right? So
what was it before? I literally feel like this is just a complete revert.
no, it was 1800 before.
1800 before? Okay.
So we cut 400 and then we added 200.
Gotcha. All right.
Cut it in half and double it.
I just don't. I mean, I'm not a fan of it. Just be my honest opinion. I feel like, and I don't know if it's something you guys can or can't do, but I feel like you should have enemy tether range, and you should have your teammate tether range, and your teammate tether range should be longer. Like, you could, all right, hey, I need to save my teammate, I'm gonna save them. But if you want to be aggressive with it and you want to put it on your enemy, you need the 1400. I thought was fine. Like, hey, you got to step up, you got to get closer. Risk reward situation. I don't think that 1600 is much of a risk reward in that. So I feel like if we could keep it 1400 for the enemy side, you can give me back the 1800 for the teammate side. I'm okay with that. Like, that makes sense to me. But I
think it's one of those things, like, and I hope like this doesn't come off as weird, but I think this is like a placebo of damage phase ruining dual lane for a long time. Well, not a long time, but in an X amount of time, right? I don't think, while doing two different values for the two different kinds of ranges would be cool. I don't know exactly if that's possible in the engine. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure how it's coded, right? Now that has something that we've brought up, at least I did. I was like, maybe we should do separate distances, you know what I mean? But I think the thing about it is separate distances then makes players who are learning the character, things just not be consistent, right? And the big thing is you want to feel consistency and ability, even if you're not sure why it feels inconsistent, right? Like as the intermediate player and they're playing phase, you're not like measuring out 2000 units, you're not like measuring out 1800 units to do these things, right? You're just pressing the button and throwing it. So like, if it feels like you should be able to do it, then you should be able to do it. So two different things to me might not be the best solution. But I also think that this doesn't do enough to phase to bring her back to the level that she was. I think the risk reward here is still here. It's slightly favored more into the phases side, but I also think the root instead of the stun is a giant change. And I also think the blind duration is a giant change. I think those two changes plus the super shortening of the tether was probably too much, and it kind of forced her out of playability at all against a lot of things, right?
Right.
So I don't think that this is going to cause that many issues. I played some phase to get how it felt. And it felt better from the phase side, but I was still taking damage and shots a lot of times going in for the link. So it wasn't like I could just run up and link for free. And that's the big thing, right? You want to feel good playing the hero, but you also still need to have risk and reward. And I think this accomplishes it at the moment. Now, if there's more issues later, maybe we can adjust those two distances. But again, I think consistency is the part that needs to be had here.
I understand what you're saying with consistency, but I also feel like that inconsistency is what would add with skill expression and being able to be a skill hero and express that. It's the same thing with, you have your different distances with Grim. When you change his different stances with Grim, that distance change, but you understand that distance change once you start playing him and you learn the skill to play him, and you can go from there. So I think that would be that same situation you have with phase. You just have to learn that skill and go and be able to express that. And you being a good phase player, you'd be able to do both and understand both.
Yeah, maybe. I'm by no means am I trying to say that's not all.
No, I know. I'm just putting my counter argument against what you said.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think And even Real Easy said that he went up against FaZe. He also thinks it's too long. I know I've seen a lot of people. Street also said it in here, but I've seen other people that talk about like possibly just taking away the enemy tether in general, like, and just making her more of a support instead of being more of an attack. I mean, unless you guys are trying to get her be more of a mage, but I think making her more support oriented anyways would be better as well. But
yeah,
I'm good either way.
Also, I think she's also one of the only supports that can actually build some mage items and still be viable, right? Like in an actual situation. So like me personally, I build Demon Sword, I build Eldritch Flame, and then I go into, and well, not and then, but then the rest of my items are like support items, right? Because Eldritch Flame is just really good with my lance, and then Demon Sword will shred all their armor with my lance as I'm fighting into them and give me some more healing. But like she's like unique in that sense that she can build those items and it not be int to like protect the carry, because she has this long range poke that she gets to apply these effects on. Now it might still be int, you know what I mean? In some cases it's like I should just build bot D and miracles and say fuck it. But I think she's unique to be able to do that, and that's where like player preference and flexibility shines, I think. Now obviously adding more skill expression to her as a hero isn't the worst thing, so you know, whatever. But again, it's also like you having fun with FaZe as a player is weird, right? Because like you're like, I should be linking my allies, I need to like play kind of like babysitter with this person or whoever I'm with, and also understanding like there are times where you should just leave your carry, because you just don't worry about your duo lane partner and just go somewhere else, right? And that kind of stuff I think is like the skill expression of a FaZe, is being able to understand those micro situations and be like, listen, like I need you to stay here, I'm gonna go with the jungler and we're gonna go do this thing. You know what I mean? I think that's where the skill expression as a player will come in more. However, I'm never against adding more skill expression to the hero as long as it doesn't like ruin their kit. Another big thing is like the ultimate gives everyone around you move speed, including like minions and stuff. It's like interesting. Like I personally, I don't know if anyone here has played League. Yeah, I know League, roll your eyes. But Morgana ult is really fun, right? You'd run in, you press the button, you link all your allies, all your enemies to you, and then you share damage and you do damage and you do cool shit. I think it would be awesome if Hyperflux to me was like, I press the button, it links to all enemies and all allies in a range, and like does debuffs and like gives move speed and does some cool shit. That'd be awesome. You know what I mean? But that's just my thought process. Yeah. It's we're trying to really nail this fantasy of like a mixture of a mage and a support that can play aggressively, but also isn't bad on the back foot, right? Doesn't feel terrible to play on the back foot. And that's like the challenge, because she is unique in that way. She can build these items that are like cool and more aggressive. So
no, I get it. I'm okay with the aggressive support mage or whatever you want to call her. Like, I just feel like it's, you know, like you already have another support mage that's being played a lot with Gadget, who does everything from a distance, you know. So like now you have another one, you have two of them that can pretty much just play from a safe distance in a sense, you know. Like maybe you get a couple shots off with FaZe before she roots you, but I just feel like having that risk reward, it needs to be a little riskier in that regard. But yeah, I agree with you. She should be able to go off and play with the jungler or whatever, but I don't think the tether, like I said, you keep the tether range for the what is it for your team, you know, your team side allies. That's where that's the word. Yeah, the allies. Yeah, keeping the allies tether range the same. It's not going to matter if you're going with the ADC or the jungler. That's going to be all the same.
Yeah,
it's football season, boys. Sorry, we got a football ad. So
you're good.
But yeah. So that's the patch notes. After the patch notes, Arma, you guys participated in a dev versus the community event. That was yesterday, right? Yesterday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So how'd that go? You guys, I heard you guys played one match and you lost it, right?
We lost one match. The first match we played, we lost. Hashtag Ryan Red plays a 4. And then after that, we won every game. We played, I think, 3 more games after that.
All right. And I think so. I mean, I don't have the tweet in front of me or the announcement in front of me. I believe what it was is you guys were teaming up. There's like 3 of you that teamed up. You guys would play, and then whoever was on your team, if you guys won, would get lesser orbs. Is that what it was?
Prime orbs.
Prime orbs. So they get
orbs. Yeah.
All right. So you guys, whoever won, if you guys won, your teammates, not the devs, would get prime orbs, and then whatever team beat you, those 5 would get prime orbs.
Yep.
Nice.
The big thing there was trying to make sure like they're orbs that actually like give you skin chances and like really get like can help fill out your collection, and they're free orbs for just playing. You know what I mean? So
right. Yeah. No, that's awesome. I saw the if anything, just the Discord engagement was there. That's just seeing that alone. I saw people just all right. Hey, I'm queuing up. Now, I need to talk to Ryan Red, and I don't know. I mean, he's in Canada, Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what his deal is with always doing these events while I'm at work. All right. So he needs to figure something out. I mean, he needs to stop being a grandpa and going to bed at 5 p.m. and give me a chance to partake in these events as well.
This was like a trial run for this kind of event, because the big thing is like we've been brainstorming ways to like interact with the community more. We know you guys like that.
Hell yeah.
Forums is a big way to do that. And also like these little teeny tiny events are just little fun, something to do with the community that really don't stop anything or hurt us in any way. You know what I mean? So it's like we wanted to test the water, see how it ran, see if it was like terrible or whatever. Like we didn't stream it because we were like, this is our first time doing it. Let's just play.
Right.
And then after that, we'll set up like an actual stream situation. We're like on the Strange Matter Studios, this time of day, EST. Maybe every month we have one, you know what I mean? Or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
And we just go in and.
No, I love it. And I know this is a first time. This is a more of a test situation. See how things go. I get that. I'm referring to everything that Ryan Red does. Mangoose got to partake in the getting, clips, right? You guys had that Fang Mao clip that you guys all got, that happened. Guess what time?
You were at work, bro.
I was at work. It was around 2 p.m. when he started, Rod, hey, anybody able to play? I'm like, I'm at work. I don't know what you think's going on at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I've told you a million times, if you want to sit on your ass all day, just go to Afghanistan, stand away with a 20-millimeter rocket, and you'll be all right.
Yeah.
No, I think this was a great idea. I think it's a great way to interact with the community. That was my only complaint too, was the timing of it. It would be cool if you guys timed those later in the evening as you went along.
Yeah, we would probably, this isn't like 100% confirmed, but we'd probably look to like a little bit of a later EST time, maybe 5-ish, maybe 6-ish. It just depends on what's going on. But like the big thing more was just seeing how community like felt about it.
I don't think there should be one set time.
I've never opened up Fault so fast in my life.
Nice.
Like, let's go.
Nice. But I was saying
anybody, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be one set time. I think there should be a couple set times because we have a few different EU time zones. We got NA time zones, right? And we got people that, I don't know, maybe even there's an Asia time zone. So I think not all of these devs or whoever is going to partake in these are going to be available at those times. But like if we have, let's say you and Ryan Red, going at it for the NA time zone. Well, let's say it starts at 6 p.m., right? Eastern Standard Time. But then we have Espada doing his, Espada and Balix doing a one going on. And let's say that happens, I don't know, whatever time, EU time, that's a good time for EU players to be playing. I think having that a couple of times out there and it's like, hey, today's the day. Oh man, EU is going to get their chance today. NA is getting their chance today. But it's like at that time, it's like, well, I'm screwed. So now I say that as a fault partner, I already have all that stuff, so I'm not worried about it. But I want to be on the team with you guys. Like, all right, Ryan Red, Armadillo and the Beautiful Wolverine going at it. If you guys can team up with them, you get orbs, whatever. I just want to be a part of it, and be with the community. I think that'd be cool.
Like we talked about like in the future, like involving partners and stuff, and like maybe even like two devs and a partner on a team, because like we don't want to go in full 5 stacked really.
No,
you know what I mean? Because we want players to be able to join our team.
Exactly.
And
because if we win, they get orbs off of it, right?
Yeah. even 3 players might be too many. You know what I mean?
Possibly,
I'm
right.
not sure. It was a little bit.
That's actually what I was thinking. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
3 might be too many.
Yeah,
I like
so
one
it
or
was
two.
it was like it's got to finagle stuff around, but we definitely want to like open up a better time zone for like partners to get involved, and also for like more of the community to be able to get involved, right? Because when we did it, it was like Prime EU time, right?
Right.
And obviously, like a lot of the NA guys missed it because they're at work, as you said.
That's what it was. Ryan Red was still on that Gamescom, jet lag, so he was still on Germany time. That's what it was. Got it.
Yeah.
Oda, you got a Bellica skin. It doesn't matter if you got the Pole or not.
Chipotle.
Another thing that this kind of brings up, you guys have been playing with your API quite a bit lately, it seems, because you have to know what players you played against, what players were with you, and then with the you just recording the names.
I look at match history on the main menu.
Okay.
It's in a screenshot, and then we give.
I thought it was like an API thing, because I mean that's kind of what you're doing with the Iggy and Scorch Master race.
Yeah,
so I thought those.
Yeah.
The two tied into each other.
Oh, he corrected you. He corrected you. He got a skin and an avatar. Get it right, Mangoose.
Shit.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, the big thing with like the mastery race is that it's stuff that we already track on the back end.
Right.
So we don't have to like add a whole bunch of stuff to it. Well, all we really did, like you'll see when the event goes live, but we have like a vet challenge box that shows you the challenges that you're doing on the main menu, right? So we added something like that. But at the end of the day, like it's something we already tracked, so it's not hard to just be like continue tracking it and then show you the data when it happens. So it actually didn't take that much for us to do on the back end to get it going. It was more about trying to figure out what time the best, because we definitely felt pretty bad about the mastery race, to be frank. Like it ended up coming out at the worst time because of Gamescom and everything like that. So it's just like we wanted to do a mastery race for the next character, and we're gonna do it. So
all right, next time, what do we talk about now?
We're going to talk about Skynet. Yes.
Hey, gamer.
Yes, this gamer here. So if you guys haven't noticed, the last partner panel and this one and even the next one coming up, and we'll see if we keep going forward how these go. We on the partner panel here want to showcase these community members that go above and beyond and put content out there for the community. Skynet here is putting out these tutorial videos for each role that's going on. We had Elsalsa going out there, putting out the drawing content. Like, keep up the great work, guys. And if you are doing this, hit me up in the DMs on Discord or on Twitter or wherever you can find me, and we'll get you scheduled on here as well. But I definitely want to showcase these. So Skynet, break it down. Tell us what your thoughts were and how you did all these videos and where you continue to go from there.
Well, let's see. I've been posting content, like I wouldn't say tutorials. I've just been seeing like gameplays. And then when the game went to free to play, I thought it was like a massive influx of new players. So why not make a tutorial for them to learn? Because there's not a, I don't want to say a good one out, but I mean, there's not like an in-depth tutorial for each lane, each role basically. So I'm already a content creator, so why not? That's what I did.
Yeah, they're amazing too. They are really, really good.
Dude, honestly, you do a really good job on those, dude. I watched them and I was like, this guy gets it. You know what I mean? Like,
Thank you.
Kudos to you, dude. You did a really good job.
It means a lot, really.
Yeah,
I would like to do more videos like that, but I'm not good enough at Fault, I think.
Hey, I'm not good enough either.
And now you see why I don't make any videos at all, because I'm just not good at anything. But no, I liked it. I love how you broke everything down. Like you explained it all, and to a basic, extent. Like you weren't like, I guess you didn't explain everything, but the basics for anybody who's coming into a MOBA, not knowing really what a MOBA is, they're gonna understand what they're doing when they play this role. So you did a great job.
Windu and Black Tims also, because on my that support guide, I had to get some pointers because your boy does not play support at all. So had to make sure I had some good info in there.
Right.
I don't know why you went to Windu then.
Did he tell you on your supports build all red items?
Yeah.
No. He said ABC
shit.
Bellica, go.
Yeah.
No,
Windu, bruh. Windu's not even here. They're still smashing him.
Nice.
poor guy.
Oh shit. He said I've been peaceful.
All right.
So, I think that brings up a good point. I mean, there's niches out there for community members to create content, and I think right now Skynet is filling that niche of the informative videos, and I think you're filling it really well. I would like to see somebody. It's definitely not me. I can't fucking do it. I would like to see somebody start doing the A-Lit style videos, but for Fault, that would be kind of cool to see. I don't know.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of, you just look out there and see what's missing in the whole community and try and fill that role.
Yeah, I would say, if I may say something, there's a lot of stuff that you can do content wise. There's a lot of people out there that want to be content creators nowadays, right? And if like playing a smaller game is always a good way to start that. And there's a lot of holes in the content, and I say it and I bring it up to some people when they ask, but there's a lot of holes in the content that can be made. And I think like Skynet, you're definitely filling that one of those holes with these basic tutorials. Obviously, there's going to be more that you could be doing. Like you could go into depth with super in depth with wave management and stuff like that for like intermediate players. You could even kind of just do a whole thing where you're like, here's the beginner's playlist, here's all the things you need to know, here's an intermediate player, here's how you expand on those things, and here as you get better, here's what your goals should be. You know what I mean? Like, but there's definitely a lot of room for people who want to do content. And don't be scared to do it. Like, we're always watching. Like, I comment on almost every one of these videos on YouTube, and like I watch as much Fault content as I can digest in a day, even while I'm working on Fault. And it's
even my content.
Like, yeah, it's like, except for when you don't press blood saber and I leave. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the big thing is really just take the time to do it. And it's kind of your stuff looks great, bro. So like, keep it up.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw it.
Pappy, I'm planning on it. But in chat they brought up we do need playback. We do need like the playback function.
Yep.
Like we're working on it. You know what I mean? There's been some thoughts, some showing some stuff off maybe in the future, at least for like how far we've gotten on stuff. But
like a Trello? Is that what you're hitting at?
Like
Are you hitting at a Trello?
Now, okay, so I want to talk about the Trello.
All right, hold on. Before we'll go Trello in a second, but I want to point out, SurgeBin pointed out in chat, the videos, your videos, Skynet, have helped him out a lot, and he also thanked you. Thanks for doing them. So you're getting compliments not just from us. Like, you literally are helping out the people in the community, so we definitely appreciate you.
Nice. Thank you.
So,
all right, Trello.
Okay, so everybody wants Trello, air quotes, right? So,
right, or something of the sort, whatever. Yeah.
Something, yeah. Hey, roadmap. So, let me speak on the new Discord situation with the forums, because it's actually very important. So we got the new forums, we got added to the Discord. We got lucky enough to get those relatively early. Of course, they're rolling them out slowly and stuff like that. Now there are some cool things you can do in the forums, which will then also hopefully help the community feel like they're being engaged with more, even though I try to engage with them all the time. But and shout out to you. You are a very active dev in the community. But I don't know exactly where you're going with this. Yeah, the reason I'm saying Trello or something of the sort is because it's something that somebody who's not a part of Discord is able to still follow this situation. Yeah, it's something that
but go ahead.
Definitely talked about going onto it. You know what I mean? We definitely talked about giving you guys a roadmap in some form or function. Obviously no dates, but just being like, this is what we're looking at. Maybe some bracket redacted shit in there to give you some hype. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously we've talked about it. It's not something that we're immune to or ignoring. We understand. And it's not like we're scared because of our past issues with dates and stuff like that. We've gotten a lot of pipeline stuff in the back end working pretty well, to the point where we can kind of more effectively show off and do something like that in the future. Now, it's not, again, this is not saying it's happening tomorrow or whatever. I'm just saying it's something we're definitely talking about. Now, as far as like community on Discord, the cool thing is, like, if you look at these bugs, the bug forum thing, So one cool thing in the feedback too, one cool thing that I can do in the bugs part is I can put tags on your posts that says, I need more info. It's in testing. I figured it out, or it's fixed.
Oh, so the testing, investigating, fixed.
Yeah.
Need more. Okay.
So I can add those to your posts to give you feedback on where I'm at on that bug report.
So investigating, at one point it's investigating, you're looking at it, testing, it's kind of updating it whereas it goes. Hey, we're testing this, and then fixed. Obviously, you would take the investigating and testing tag away and just put fixed.
Yep.
All right.
So
that is pretty badass.
A lot of players, at least in the Discord, with some kind of communication. So like, I'm very happy that we got the forums. It's something that I've been really digging for. I can't wait to get it in testing, because like I can really start organizing stuff even more. You know what I mean? It's one of my favorite things is to get things like really clear and concise and be able to have it where it needs to be. So as far as like community interaction, I know everybody wants more of that. Discord side, we have this. This is cool. We're throwing some tests out. We might even add some more forums for other things like the Academy, which in case anybody's in our Discord, we have an Academy section. But we were thinking about maybe doing forums for like lessons. So like Skynet can like post.
That's where Skynet lives.
Yeah, he can post his video and in there, and then people can comment on it, and like he can talk people through each part of that thing, or like whatever other teachers want to do, and they can actually like kind of treat it more like an actual like learning experience. So it's really cool. But as far as like outside, we got plans. That's all I gotta say. You know what I'm saying?
All right, that's what I want to hear. That is what I wanted to hear. Oh, all right. Speaking of plans, so Skynet, you got all of the roles done, correct? If I remember right. So you got all the roles done. What is your next plan for, or do you plan? If you do, you plan. I mean, I just don't want to put you in a pigeonhole. Like, all right, well now I got to do something. So, all right, what can you?
I've got a tutorial on wards coming. All the stealth emblems, the sentry wards and the shadow wards. I got one for shrines and buffs also.
Nice.
So yeah, stay tuned for those.
Please make sure you emphasize that you can have 15 wards on the map at a time. Please.
So
15 at a time. Gotcha. I'm right there.
Let me connect this bridge that I believe is here that might not even know that exists. With these videos that he's making here, Armadillon, he has, especially with him being a teacher, he does have the ability to reach out to you or maybe somebody else that's maybe another dev or something that can help him with some of this information, like the 15 wards or whatever, right?
Yeah, of course. Like, I mean, as long as you hit my DMs up, obviously my DMs are not always the most barren place, so I try to get to them when I can, and some people are probably buried still. I probably got people that wait for replies on other stuff, and I'm sorry, but they get filled pretty quickly.
Right.
But like, you can like at me in places, you can DM me, I don't care. I can give you whatever information I can give you on situations, or I can find you information if needed.
Nice.
That goes for pretty much anybody who like wants to do content. Like, if it's something about the game that's public knowledge, but we don't have like a wiki set up, right? So like, people are asking like, what does Wither do and stuff like that. So like, any of that stuff, obviously you can tag me in the Discord, and if I want to get to it, I can kind of give you info, but don't like tag me 50 times and expect me to answer you.
Blow them up.
DM Ryan Red. Okay.
Hashtag DM Ryan Red. All right, so let me ask, because he asked it twice now, and he's getting a little impatient because his beard's not as good as mine. The Viking Jedi asked, does the team feel like they are on a clock at all with obviously the other opposing parazombies? That's directed to you, Arma.
Okay, well, like, I can't really speak on that, right? But
that's fine. Say what you gotta say. I mean, if that's what you gotta say, that's what you gotta say. It's
been on a clock, whether or not it's like you guys, because community can be rather impatient at times, or it's
come on, players, back off.
Whether other games or whatever. Like, we've always been on a clock, but it's not like a clock where we feel that the game's just gonna like, that's it. So like, a lot of people are looking at, to be frank, a lot of people are looking at it like Predecessor is gonna come out, and people aren't gonna play Fault. Whatever, it happens, right? But it's also like, it's the new shiny toy in the market. Go play it, have your fun. we'll be here if you want to come back, but we're not gonna sit there and shut down and stuff. We're gonna keep doing our thing. You know what I mean?
There you go. Hey, no, that's good information right there. That's actually really huge information in my opinion. So what you're saying, if I could break this down for in layman's terms, what you're saying is the Fault Life health bar doesn't have a withered symbol next to it.
Yeah, it doesn't have a withered symbol at the moment.
All right.
Like Gamescom has done a lot. I think like not just from like connections or XYZ, whatever, you know what I mean? But it was an experience that like really I think brought a lot of new life to like certain areas and gave us some good information and stuff. So like I think Gamescom was a great idea, and I think like hopefully you'll see more stuff from that in the future, and that we can make stuff actionable and help you guys out.
All right.
Speaking of Gamescom, here's a question I had that maybe only you could probably answer, Armadillo. Is Ryan Red really tall or is Balix really short?
Oh no. Oh no.
Holy shit! No, Ryan's pretty tall.
Last week or
Ryan's
2 weeks
not
ago,
that short, but
man was going in.
Yikes.
Hey, Windu started that. That was all Windu's starting situation, all right? So Ryan's pretty tall. Gotcha. He said the non-aggressive attacking one. Got it. Armadillo, we do have you in chat, and Ivory did ask, what does Withered actually do? If you want to break that down one more time.
Withered is attack speed reduction. So like your Arge's Cataphract, when you're inside the range, you become Withered, and you gain more and more Withered as you auto the person with Arge's Cataphract. It just means that your attack speed is decreasing per stack of this Withered.
Right.
And to the point where you can kind of get it to where you're feeling like you can't attack sometimes.
Pretty slow.
But,
gotcha.
Yep.
There you go, Ivory. All right. There was one more I think I wanted to point out in chat. Odo was asking about anything about controller support. Anything we're gonna, any plans on getting more controller support?
Yeah,
or better.
We realize that controller support isn't exactly the best currently. I have a couple controller players in testing that have given me their feedback on certain things, whether it be like actives not exactly functioning as well, stuff like that. So, there's definitely something we were looking into. Now, again, it's not the highest of the priority list, but we know it needs to get done, right? So
Okay.
it's definitely not the bottom, but
For sure. All right.
Controversial take. How about aim assist on controller? Yay or nay?
aim assist on controller, that's something I can't really speak on because I don't know how the hell that shit works.
Just don't do it like a Vampire the Masquerade. They fucking
Oh my
over
God.
tube
Hey,
the dog
that
shit out of it.
Oh my God. It pissed me off, bro. I enjoyed the game, and then I just started getting destroyed by people that were on like
Fucking
PlayStation
headshot
stuff,
from
and
two
I'm just
buildings
like,
away, yeah.
Hey,
I'm aiming at him and I miss, and I'm like a freaking nose hair away from them, and
Odo is a controller user and in chat saying no aim assist, all caps. So very, very aggressive with that response.
man,
so.
even if there is aim assist, like usually there's like options to turn it off.
Right.
So
Skynet, one thing I would say to you about your content, you said you were the up and coming content, the awards and the not the awards necessarily, but the shrines. Yes. I think you should work personally with Mangoose, because Mangoose is being great at editing videos and stuff like that, and look at what he did with the short video he did with the gold shrine, and take the lead from that and work with shorts. I think shorts would be your good route for you, because shorts are huge right now for YouTube content. So if you just broke down each ward or each shrine and dropped one in there and kind of give your in-depth content on that, that'd be great. Or if it leads you, hey, watch, this is my short, watch my full-length video, whatever, however that works. I think that'd be a good idea for you to do there.
Yeah, nice. Shorts is something I think every YouTuber should be engaging with currently. Not just because of the prevalence of TikTok, but also because like people attention spans have been getting shorter, right?
And once you make it, you can upload it to TikTok and
it's easy. So I think it's something you should look at. I think TikTok presence for Fault is fairly lacking a lot of times too. I actually think there's a huge space there for content creators.
Yeah. Well, watching your content, I don't think you need my input for editing, but if you do need some help with editing, I will certainly.
I didn't mean to say it sound that way. Sorry, that wasn't what I was trying to get out.
I'm down to share information. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Oh, by the way, those old Paragon, what was it? It was like Mangoose was making
the hero
like
portrait
certain
things?
heroes. Yeah,
honest hero reviews.
Hilarious.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Honest hero reviews. Yeah.
I've done a few for Fault.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
yes.
Happy love
Have to go
the
search
Richter
your channel
one.
then.
Yep.
Dude, you kill me, bro. There are times where like I'm watching your honest hero reviews and I just start dying. It's like, you're right, but why did you say it like that?
They get a little mean spirited sometimes.
Right?
Yeah, but
Hey,
Jesus.
honest is honest.
Yep.
It's not about being mean either. Like being mean is fine. It's just like he words it in a very colorful way that then just makes it even more like crazy.
I think you need to do the hero reviews. Like you should start doing videos and just going over the kits, and then SMS can use those. You know, like here we go. Here's our video. Here's our how fucking I don't know Sparrow is played, and here's our kit. You know, and you go over it, and then you do the honest hero review later on, and it just be the Mangoose, spin to it.
It's just like Sparrow sucks.
So, we do got a question from Viking Jedi again. Is there a plan at all to reset MMR or improve matchmaking?
Reset MMR.
So Street Soldier said, this has already been done. Didn't help too much in my opinion. Need about 10,000 more players. And then Jedi says, if that's the case, what are the plans to improve matchmaking? So I do remember it was supposed to be a soft reset, then ended up being a hard reset because the bell curve was not a bell curve. So it was actually a way out.
No.
And then, I think then we end up losing a little more player. This is my opinion. We lost more player base than we were expecting. And here we are now. We're just in this kind of a shit show until things get fixed. So player base is definitely going to fix that or help with that, but
I would say like there's obviously plans to do like advertising and XYZ. I can't go too in depth into that because we have a whole like
right
going on. You know what I mean? The whole strategy and shit. But the big thing is like, yeah, obviously like marketing is going to bring in players no matter what, right?
Yes.
And more players will help us actually smooth out that. Now, like there's the option. This is not something that I'm not saying this is going to happen. So come on. But I'm just saying that there's the option to maybe turn off like the SBMM situation. Y'all just play together, whatever. The speed up queues, it doesn't matter. But then players are going to be like, but this one dude just eating me and I can't do anything about it. You know what I mean? So there's a bunch of different options you can do. The big thing, like obviously advertising is going to bring more players, is going to help us smooth out matchmaking. Aside from that, I can't really go too in depth as far as fixing matchmaking. I don't think matchmaking is that broken at the moment. I think there's an issue with people who are leaving, who are causing resets, or players not connecting because of corrupt files, because there is protection. If you can't really enter the game, if you have certain files that are corrupt, it won't let you enter the match, right? So you have to check your stuff. There's also I don't know if anybody's even realized this, but Unreal Engine has this nice little thing that's a pain in the ass that likes all of your things to be up to date. And there are cases that we've had in support cases to where players can't play the game because their keyboard drivers weren't updated fully. So make sure you're on top of your shit. It was hilarious when we found that out. Platty was like, oh, I can't believe this. And I was like, really? The keyboard engine UE was like, you gotta update your shit, man. It was crazy because he updated it and it worked perfectly fine. We're like, that's unreal, literally.
Right.
I would say just kick your computer twice and it'll fix.
Yeah, just speed it up, bro. Anything you have drivers on, GPUs, anything, make sure they're updated.
How do we know how to check my keyboard drivers? What the fuck?
Go to drivers and devices on your computer.
Go to
Click
Google.
keyboard.
Type,
and
how do I
click
update my drivers?
Yeah, IQ will do it. As Sabers is saying, IQ is a huge component of it. Like any of these like third-party software things that like SteelSeries has Steel Engine, IQ is Corsair, like those stuff that like kind of like update drivers and take that stuff. A lot of stuff to do that. So,
I thought you were just straight shitting on Bearded's intelligence.
IQ.
IQ would help.
if you were fucking smart, man.
Yeah. If you'd use a fucking active on Blood Saber, you fucking IQ piece of shit. Yeah. Yeah, you're low elo because you're low IQ. I got it.
God. Yeah. No. Yeah. So like there's stuff like that. Now I'm not saying that is like a rampant issue, and that I'm not like defaulting to saying that's what's causing all these issues, right? There's obviously issues we got to work out, and we're looking at it. But I'm just saying, also just make sure your shit's good.
All right. Hey, I'm happy to hear all this stuff. Yo, we got Trello coming. We got
whoa
in the works. That's not what I said. That's what I said. Sorry, that's what I said. That's not what I meant. Wait, you guys are like at least you guys are
stuff.
You guys are yes. The plan is working, right?
Don't you dare say Trello is coming out loud. Calm down.
Hey, you heard it here first, though, right, guys?
No, or you guys so rudely interrupted Skynet. I think Skynet had something he wanted to
Skynet.
say.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm talking about issues and updates. Is it just me or did the graphics take a dive after this last update? And I'm not talking about FPS wise because my FPS counter still stays the same. It's like details are getting like muddled and
sounds like an anti-aliasing issue. So you might have to. I can talk to you afterwards.
Okay.
We might be able to figure it out.
So, the White Knight for Fault SMS, real easy. The one that was always saying that they have great FPS issues or great FPS through this, everything that ever happened, is also now having performance. So obviously something did happen. I've been reading Gen Chat.
Yeah,
people are talking about FPS drops, stuff like that. So
there is weird stuff that happens. There's something that I found like, so Steam Verify doesn't always grab all the corrupt files and stuff. And if you've had the computer program on the thing a lot of times and updated a whole bunch, then you're more prone to grabbing corrupt files. So a lot of issues that I found is like going in and grabbing the res folder, fully deleting the res folder, and then deleting it, reinstall the game. That has cleared up a lot of things, like players who can't spectate. Okay, players who cannot spectate right now.
This is you, Mangoose.
When you die and you can't right click and left click to spectate your team members, if you delete the res folder, reinstall the game, it's fixed. It's because you have a corrupt file. Fix it.
Okay. I've tried that before though.
I will help you, sir.
So
It's got.
and I get it. I get you guys are an indie dev company, right? And that so I'm not trying to pull too much over your head. But I'm not out here playing Modern Warfare, deleting a res folder, deleting folders, whatever. Like
obviously, we're taking a look at it, right? It's not something that like we're not ignoring.
No, I know, right? And that's kind of what I wanted you to say. I didn't want because like people, I watched the partner panel. They want us to fix their issues. That's like, but this is just something that like this is what you can do right now to get the fix. We're looking into this going forward.
Trying to figure out why it's doing this thing, and hopefully we can fix why it's doing that thing, and then we won't have to worry about it in the future. But
there we go.
So I had to do it for mine, and it was like crazy. But the same thing also goes for like NVIDIA graphics GPU drivers. I don't know if I do this stuff with you here, dude. Mm-hmm. There's times where you can get a corrupt NVIDIA file and it will everything, and you won't know why.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I don't even think I have a corrupted file. I literally can't get anything. I'm still stuck with my.
There's performance issues.
60 frames. Yeah,
we're working on it. It's not like I'm trying to say that that's
no, I know. I know you are. You and me, like literally, we were grinding for a day trying to figure out what was going on. So yeah, I know you're working on it.
It's really weird. Because even mine, like I usually get 119. Now, not when I'm streaming, but I usually get 119 when I'm just playing the game, chilling. For the most part, obviously there's some ups and downs, but it's not that much.
Right.
But like even now, I'm getting a little bit. I'm getting some lower frames. I'm getting some dips. So like I see what you're saying, and we're taking a look at it, but.
For show.
Once we get the stuff optimized, it's going to be great. It's just like optimization is such a pain in the butt because I don't have a room full of 40 computers of different makes and models to like run optimizations on. You know what I mean?
Well,
And my computer is definitely a
talk to Fresher.
PC.
You know,
so
Dr. Fresher, tell them to set up your office, get it, get those 40 computers going so you can keep testing this stuff. And
listen, I embrace but 40 computers.
Viking coming in with all these questions.
Okay.
How come you're
to that one?
Yeah.
You don't even got to read that one. I got
all right.
that one.
All right.
Okay, sir. Viking Jedi, sir. How are you doing, gamer? Large thing here. Those skins are worth jack shit without the game. End of story. Those skins don't mean anything without the game behind it. Not only that, but a lot of those skins are broken and we had to fix them, which then took development time to do so.
Which hat?
Huh?
Which hat?
Yeah, witch hat. Yeah. So like, it's not. I understand that they're made by Paragon. I understand your thought process. I get it. But at the same time, again, like, the game is now free to play. We have to monetize. These skins are worthless without the code behind them to make them work. And they require development time to make sure stuff's going into them. Whether or not they were made by us or not, that doesn't mean anything. They still take time to do. It's not like I go in there and press a button and the skin is just working. It's not how that works.
Yeah. What did you think of my idea from last week of doing a bunch of recolors? What do you think of that?
I mean, we can pump out a bunch of recolors, right? But so the same situation, right? Because as far as like recolors are concerned, as a player who played League after Paragon died, right? I really learned how middling it felt to have a bunch of recolors that you would buy. And they'd be considered as separate skins. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, that's how Unreal Engine works. They won't, it's not like there's a whole lot of long ass process in order to try to get it to do the thing. And we're not even sure that we'd be able to do that.
I think what Mangoose was saying though, if you have them they have them be the like organized recolors. They're not just like, hey, here's just a random blue Countess skin, have it be a reason, have it be like you guys have the Gamescom, Bellica skin, you can have them be country oriented. Like, all right, now let's get a German Murdock. Let's get a German, everybody else, like whatever. Yeah, and then you could also, but don't do any more of the state. Well, the country ones. We got to go back to the college football and let's do the college colors first, so I can get a maize and blue Murdock, and then we can go from there on. All right.
An amazing blue Murdock?
Exactly. Exactly. But spell it AMAIZEING. All right.
Yeah.
So. All right. Is it about bedtime, Dad?
It is about bedtime, son. So, all right. So, closing thoughts. Skynet, we'll start with you.
Closing thoughts. What exactly are we supposed to say?
What do you have any
to the community or anything?
Community or to SMS or you got Armadillo right there, whatever.
Yeah. To the community, thank you guys. I feel the support. Thanks for rocking with me. Thanks for watching my videos. All that support's really nice. Armadillo, I know I've talked with you at least once on Discord about Press Pass and other things, but yeah, it seems like we're going in the right direction. And thank you guys, Bearded and Mangoose, for having me on here.
Hey, not a problem. Thanks for coming. All right, Arma.
I always
any closing thoughts to SMS?
How much RuneScape I didn't play RuneScape? Sorry. But no, I mean, the game. We have plans for the game, right? So, like, as far as SMS is concerned, like, we have.
No, it was a joke, but community.
A community, as far as the thing, like, thanks you guys. You guys kind of made us be able to do this. You know what I mean? You guys supported us, even if we're on lower player basis. You guys are still here playing, and really, really appreciate it. Obviously, it's a huge community funded game. We don't have a whole bunch of money like laying around and do a whole bunch of things, but we're still chugging around. You know what I mean? Now, maybe things change in the future. Who knows? But right now, like, we're chugging around doing our stuff. It's really appreciative, all of us. I think everyone on the dev team is like, it's amazing that we're able to do this. Like I was a dude working as a cook in a restaurant forever, and now I'm QA lead for a game company, which is like my dream job. You know what I mean? And you guys made that possible. So thank you. You know what I mean? Give Arma a raise. Thanks. But yeah, either way, there's the thank you from me, and I'm pretty sure that's going to extend to everyone from the dev team as a whole. Besides from that, I'm on the Discord all the time. I'm on socials. You can at me if you see me. You can say hi. I don't really care. I'll say hi back as long as you know you're not blowing me up again. Don't hit me with 50 pings. Yeah.
That was a
There we
great
go.
message. I like that.
Yes.
It's just true, dude. It's true. Honestly, it's amazing. It's really appreciative, all of us, no matter what.
All right,
for
Goose.
My closing comments. I would just like to say that I was on fucking fire tonight. I was entertaining as fuck. And if you think so, drop an MG in the comments.
Holy crap!
An MG. Drop an MG in the comments. Yes.
Over to you, Daddy.
All right, son. Thank you so much.
I like it a lot.
All right. So first, shout out to Skynet for showing up here. I appreciate you stopping by. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you got a webcam for this show here. So that's amazing.
Wow.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
For this.
Yep. So by the partner, so when you guys watch his videos and you actually get to see his beautiful face, you can thank the partner panel. Just every time in his videos, just say thanks FPP, and we'll go over there. All right. Oh, I forgot to drop that link. We got to do that too. Let's do this.
There's a Skynet
Control C.
YouTube link, bro.
Yeah, let's drop it. I forgot. My bad. There we go. Right there's this link there. Everybody, click on the link. Go follow him. Subscribe to him. Let's get that thing boosted. Where are we at? 1.6K. We got it. Let's get it up to 1.7 at least. Come on. Let's get some people in there.
Doesn't cost you nothing. Just
Exactly. Right. So again, Skynet, thanks for stopping by. Arma, I know it was last minute that I reached out to you because I was told last minute that Windu had
Windu got stuck in the hot tub for too long.
Exactly, right? He couldn't type because his fingers are all withered. Anyways,
He was on a cold shower stream. He wanted his lips to stick out a little bit.
Liar, he says. So
You're not here to defend yourself. We don't care what you say.
all right. Yeah. It wasn't said on video, so it doesn't count.
Yeah.
But Arma,
You two
thanks for
don't know what
stopping
you're
by.
saying right now.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you for stopping by such short notice. Oh my gosh, I can't speak the end here. But my comments to the community, you guys all heard here, we got great community members like Skynet making great videos to help out the community. We have a great dev team. Arma's here letting you guys know the plans that they're trying to work on, or at least talking about working on, with a possibility of something Trello-like, and also with the new forums that was that updated today? Is that a Discord update today that happened? Yeah, so we got forums in there that they're able to comment or tag or whatever in there to let you know, to keep you updated on bugs and everything that's going on. So that's going to be huge. So the devs should definitely be, you should see them being more active in those forums with those tags, at least. Maybe not talking to us all the time, but active that way. But other than that, appreciate all of the devs doing what they're doing. Appreciate the community for sticking around and hanging out here. If you've made it this far, as Windu would say, leave a GG in the chat. But I believe because Mangoose was being a badass tonight, we're gonna leave an MG in the chat. So leave an MG in the chat, whether you're watching on stream on my live channel, Bearded Wolverine, or if you're watching the YouTube version on Windu's channel, leave it in the comments there down below as well.
Whoa, wait a minute. Why are you putting this on Windows channel? He's not here, bro. Wait a minute. Didn't this go to your YouTube?
Because I'm still a team player. That's what's going on here. All right. So
Damn right.
all right. So normally Windu's got this whole like, hey, stop streaming thing or whatever. So we're just gonna do this raid channel here while we're all talking, and we're gonna figure out who we're gonna raid. So stick with me, and you guys can keep entertaining what's going on.
A question real quick.
Yeah, do that.
Why can Iggy solo Prime? Because he is meant to be able to do objective damage. If we made it so it didn't target his turrets, then his turrets would just shred Prime without blowing up. We might be able to increase like the amount of bonus damage he does to Prime does to his turrets. Maybe that might help. You know what I'm saying? If you're finding it too egregious, but like he's going to be able to solo these things. It's like he is the character, right? Like he has objective control like crazy. Now, granted, some things can change in the future, but like.
Well, there you go. There's your answer. I just think that it should be something he's got to be able to do a little bit later on.
Yeah,
I think it's a little early that he's able to do that.
Delay his power spike. It might be like maybe increase the damage Prime does to his turrets. Maybe so. There's a lot of finagling in there. You know what I mean? But what I'm trying to make sure people know that like him soloing Prime or him like taking a giant chunk out of Prime by himself, that's always something he's going to be able to do.
Correct.
Because that's the type of character he is.
What other character in any game can solo a game-ending buff?
Udyr or Warwick, who just stand in Baron and don't give a shit?
Mm.
They don't give a shit.
All right.
Udyr can do it. It's nuts. I
can't. But no, you're good. You're good. Hey, I appreciate you guys, though. Thanks for hanging out. On that note, let's go show Abusa some loves, and we'll talk to you all later. Peace.